Now, in comparison, we can look at Fatima, who is a ninth grader. Her first language is Arabic. She has the same beginning CELT scores, but she's also from a private school and educated in Syria. So when we're looking at the two propositions, Proposition 227 might benefit her more so than Proposition 58. When we're looking at Proposition 227, she would be placed into a sheltered immersion classroom with students that have the same L2 proficiency as she does. Once she obtains the knowledge of the L2, she would then be implemented into the mainstream classrooms with English as the focus for the content. But, however, coming from a private school, she might have the language acquisition in her L1 that would help her increase her abilities in her L2. So, understanding of the L1 language would help her in understanding her L2. This would help her get through the system faster and be immersed in the mainstream English classes faster, thus getting out of the immersion classes into the mainstream and then acquiring the content standards and reaching these goals that are required of California. Looking at Proposition 58, on the other hand, she might enter a school that has no program established for Arabic learners and or might not have the opportunity to establish the program due to the lack of community or parent support. So she would enter the programs that are already established or some sort of immersion program, and she would fall behind as she enters these programs, whether they're established or not, because she doesn't have the opportunity to learn the academic content in her L1 and have the support for her L2. So when we're looking at Jose versus Fatima, we can see that there's benefits to both programs and to how the background knowledge of the student, whether it be their first language knowledge and the structures and the language acquisition that they have with their L1, their CELT scores, where they're from, what language they have, what community they're entering, if the community has an emphasis on this program specific to their L1, or if they're entering a community that's not going to support them in their language acquisition. So we can see that the differences between the two programs and how they can affect different types of students.